Hey, what's up? Welcome to episode 3 of Just Be Real. I know we're doing it a little. I know we're recording this episode a little bit less than a week, but you know, how you doing?
Well, I was just thinking about that video, and if people would put themselves, watch it first, and then put themselves in those shoes, I wonder how they'd feel. You got to sometimes take the same direction the other person took. In other words, walk in their shoes. It's like the end. You just say, "Walk a mile in my moccasins." Well, just walk a mile in that person's shoes from where they came from, and maybe you'd understand. Would you think so?
Yeah, there comes a certain point, uh, where you're just fed up. Some people tell me that this is the result of fame. A white kid dressed out being faggot or whatever the slang they want to, whatever slang term they want to use. I call this a result of being broke. Sometimes you just get so fed up, you'll do anything to get famous, to get money.
Some people do, don't they?
Heck, you could tell me that I'm like, a Marilyn wannabe, like a Marilyn Manson wannabe or whatever. But put yourself in my, like you said, put yourself in my shoes first, then judge me.
Yeah, that's the problem. Got too many judges in this world, and they don't take the time to really see that point. You know, I think this video is going to change a few things for people. I really do, because they'll stop and they'll think. How far can you push a person?
Seriously, I don't even know what to say to that because it's just all true. I mean, Heck, I'm happy with who I am though. And we just made a music video. We just got done. I just got done from the video shoot. We did the whole. I was surprised too how long it took us to make the video. Like only an hour, and other artists, it takes like days and stuff, and it's just wow. And then it's about 3 o'clock in the morning right now. And now we're doing a podcast. So but you that's what I like. People can sit there and say whatever they want about me, but they'll never have my work ethic. They will never match my work ethic. And then after we get done with this podcast, I'm going to crop and and like edit the video or whatever. So I'm got some editing to do later.
It's always you got something to do, huh?
I'm never bored.
I guess not. Sometimes it's just kind of, it never gets in the way, but it just kind of bugs you because it don't go the right way, the way you want it to go.
Not really, and it's just aggravating.
That's what I mean. It just really,
Yeah.
and people don't see that. They just see, oh, blah, 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 and some of their comments. Yeah, by the way, put some comments down there. Show them where the comments are. Point out where the comments are. Right there, make your comments. Some people don't know where the comments are on the phone or on the camera or anywhere else. Make your comments, because that's what it's all about. When you're doing a podcast, we want to know what they think too.
Yeah, I want to interact with my fans. I really do. I really do want to interact with my fans. I want to know what they think and haters too. Hey, I don't care who's there. Just somebody.
Comment. This is the United States. Speak where you got the freedom to speak, right?
Absolutely.
We you don't know which way to go with anything unless you get a comment, and we don't talk about stupid comments, but we don't get comments from everybody else to know what to do, which way to go, and what would be your next song. Have you ever?
Yeah, what they want to hear. I want to know
Yeah.
what the fans want to hear.
Uh-huh. And it helps, don't it?
It does help to know what people like because I don't know what people want to listen to, so I just make whatever I want to listen to.
Yeah, like I said, just do whatever you want to do because nobody will let you know anything. I mean, you
Right?
can say I like all day long, but if you don't say why you like, that's what we want to know, right?
Yeah, like just your taste, what you want to hear.
Yeah, and don't be comedian about it, right?
I mean, if you want to be a comedian, I ain't gonna tell people what they can and can't do. Hey, do what you please.
Haters hate and doubters about it, but it's just we live in that kind of a world now, and it's just gotta go with it, right?
Yeah, just go with the flow.
You ever wonder sometimes or what they are actually thinking, really?
The fans?
Yeah.
I wonder what they're gonna be thinking after they watch this video.
Really?
Hey.
But this is not you. This is just you.
This is a version of me, yes.
Well, things.
You should see what I'm going to dress up this weekend.
Oh no, we're in for a treat. Watch out, people. But that's what's interesting about all this. Gotta keep people wondering.
Right?
Because we're being real straight and being really nice to everybody, but never really came out with everything you want to do, right?
I mean, to an extent, no. I mean, hey. Oh man, I'm still trying to take it all in, and I contemplate fame a lot, like what is my life going to be like, once I actually do reach fame? Is everything going to be easier? Is everything going to be more difficult? Or like, I don't know.
Well, if you ever seen behind the scenes on some of these, let's just say shows right now, seen behind the scenes of anything, and wondered if maybe you should try that.
What do you like bloopers and stuff?
No. I mean, when they put your makeup on and all that, and how much you put on you, and that kind of thing. Because there's going to be people doing that.
Hey, I do my own makeup.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's noticeable.
Really?
I mean, hey, I'm a rock star. Hey.
Do whatever you want to do, right?
Right.
That's what it's all about. You should keep it real. So you do.
Hey, that's the name of the podcast. Just be real. So I'm just gonna be real.
Gonna show every part of your. Well, let's see. You want to show who you really, really are. Each part of who you really are, right?
Yeah, each personality.
Not saying you have a split personality. It's just everybody has a different personality. I mean, you're going into a meeting and you're all suited up. You're going to sit there and start just talking craziness. No, you're in there for a business.
Right.
So you talk business. But if you're in there just to be a fool, be stupid, but I don't see you ever doing that. I don't see you ever acting stupid.
No, because well, I'm stupid when I can and want to be stupid. But when it comes to business, when it comes to business, I'm serious about my business. But if it's just going out and goofing off, I like to goof off. Who doesn't? I like to have fun.
We all have a little kid inside of us, don't we?
Yeah. And I learned that I could put my kid inside my music too.
There you go. It's funny, but yeah, let that kid come out and enjoy himself every now and then.
Right.
It's still not saying you're a split personality. It's just saying you're showing what's really real.
Today I tried to lure a guy into my car with $1. Guy was walking by my car. I said, "Hey, I got $1. You want it? I promise I won't hurt you. Come on, get in my car." I got $1. He's like, "I'm good." And I was like, "Come on, get in my car. I promise I won't hurt you. Just come on. Come on, it's $1. You want $1? He got in his car and drove off like he peeled out. He did not like that idea at all. Kind of made me, it kind of hurt my feelings, because I really wanted a friend.
Okay. Buy your friend for $1. Okay. But you know, everybody's got to act crazy sometimes. We're all,
right.
you know.
I have to let my crazy out. If not, ooh, I don't know what's gonna happen if I just kept all my crazy piled in.
I think, yeah, you did learn a lot today, though. I mean, you learned more about how to talk to girls.
Yeah, I'm such an introvert. I don't know how to talk to people because I basically stay indoors a lot of times, and if I'm not indoors, then I'm riding my bike on the streets or whatever, going to the store and stuff.
Yeah.
But just I usually, whenever I'm out and about, just have headphones on, and I'm just listening to music. I'm not actually going out trying to talk to anybody because I'm just trying to go from point A to point B, then back to point A. Or, however many points there are, I'm just trying to get there and get back. I'm not trying to sit there and communicate with anybody. I just want to, I want to be in my own, I want to be inside my own headspace. I don't want to go out and interact with anybody. I don't like talking to people. It makes me feel weird, and everybody expects you to make eye contact and stuff, and I don't like making eye contact. I'm awkward.
Well, it's just, I mean, that's what you do. I mean, everybody's different.
Yeah.
If you don't like making eye contact with people, then they say that if you're like that, that means you've done something bad, or you're getting ready to do something bad. But that's not always the case, is it?
No, not at all. That's not. Honestly, if I'm making eye contact with you, you better run because that means I'm getting ready to kick your butt. I'm ready to fight. If I make I've made eye contact with a few people, and then people ended up getting punched. So, if you don't want that 5-knuckle fee, just don't talk crazy. Look at me crazy. Just pretend I'm a ghost. Pretend I'm not there.
Well, a ghost mob, that's what it's all about.
Right.
Mob.
I'm not seen, heard. I'm not seen or heard.
Well.
I like it that way. I don't want to be seen or heard. Well, now that's different because, I want to be heard, but I want people to hear my music and I want people to see my music, but in person, I don't want to be seen or heard. I actually better be very careful what I say, because I want to be seen and heard, but not I think you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. It's just, you want to be seen, be heard, but you don't want people to get too nosy and interfere with what you're doing.
Exactly. I don't want people to I don't want people being nosy, why is he dressed like that? Why is he going out and doing this, and this? That's just mind your own business. You live, where I come from, if you mind your own business, you live longer. That's not really a threat, but that's how I was taught, I was raised on the block, and everybody, whenever I was first coming up, everybody was like, hey, mind your own business, don't go up staring at people and wonder what other people are doing. Just worry about you. Why do you care what that person's doing over there? Just mind your own business and keep going.
Well.
There's one time where I didn't mind my own business, and that was actually about 3 days ago. I was at Walmart, and I saw an old lady fall in the Walmart parking lot, and I ran over to go help because she scared the crap out of me. She was crying and everything else. I was like, are you alright? She was like, I'm just trying to find my car. And some other lady went over to help her, and I was like, alright, thank you. Yeah, no, that was crazy.
It's nice you went over to her, though.
Yeah, here in Cassville, I'm in Cassville, Missouri right now. Like I said in episode 1, I moved here from Arkansas. Anyways, ever since I moved here to Cassville, Missouri, I've been looked at as the villain or whatever. So, I just want people to prove, like, hey, there is a good side to me. I'm not all crazy.
Just a little bit, huh?
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Right on the edge. But yeah, it's been a pretty hard road, but sometimes you gotta go down. You can't. You just. I don't know who you are. You still hit rough patches every now and then.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has a rough patch.
In any kind of industry, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, music industry, film industry, porn industry. Any industry, you always hit rough patches.
Mark that one off. Mark that one off. Get your magical pen and mark. Yeah. But yeah. I know. It used to amaze me. People say, "Man, that was a rough patch." Patch of what? I don't know which one. Oh, you talking about a patch of strawberries? You talking about a patch of roses? What? A patch of what?
Patch of what, right?
Was it that bad or that good? Was strawberry good or was this? Really, I mean, they get this look on their face like you can't. They kind of halfway smile or they halfway frown. Was it good? Was it bad? What was it? And you try to ask them and they look at you like you're weird, but you're just interested.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what you mean, though.
Yeah, but it's just a funny world we're in today, and I see you've learned how to cope with it, though.
Yeah, I mean, I adjust pretty quickly. In most circumstances that I've been in or that I am in, I cope with it pretty easily. I adjust rather quickly. I don't like change though, but if I have to go through change, I'll learn to just deal with it and suck it up and make the most of what I got.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people wouldn't do that though.
Nah, a lot of people just throw in the towel and be like, "Hey, I quit." No job was wanting to hire me because, you know, XYZ, and I just nobody wants to hire me, so I guess I'll just quit. I quit at life. I'll just drown in my sorrow, become an alcoholic or a druggie. What was me?
What kind of advice would you give people like that?
Hold your head up, keep going. Don't just give up because don't let one thing hold you down. I mean, there's always some way to make money. Always. There's illegal ways and there's illegal ways, but there's always ways. You choose your own route. I'm not going to tell you to do right or wrong because I'm not. I'm not in the position to do that. So you just pick your own route and take it. I mean, I refuse to have a regular job. Music is my life. This is my passion. This is what I want to do. I've had my mind made up about this since I was 14. That was about 6 years ago, almost 7. So I mean, do whatever you want. Just don't give up and quit. You think this music that I make? You mean not everybody that makes music is rich. I get by, but you gotta keep trying hard and don't give up.
Good advice.
And there's going to be times, where there's going to be times when you're motivated, and there's going to be times where you just want to give up and quit. And because I go through the same thing, where you're like, man, I just don't want to do this no more. But you got to find the want, and you got to find that mind state, like, hey, because I guarantee you'd rather be rich than the alternative. You don't want I don't want the alternative. I know I've seen the alternative. I know what the alternative is, and I don't want that.
Yeah, people they don't just don't think. I mean, if you think before you open your mouth, you might get somewhere. That's my version of, but I don't know. Everybody has a different version. But they automatically, they blame everybody else. It's their fault because this, their fault because that. I mean, has anybody ever done that to you?
What, blame me for their mistakes?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You ever wonder why?
No, I don't really care. I mean, you want to blame me for your mistakes? I'm like, hey,
Well, you know,
don't really bother me. I mean, I'm used to being the scapegoat though, so you're asking the wrong person. I'm used to being the scapegoat.
yeah.
So I mean, this is like you're having the wrong conversation with the wrong person. Because I really don't care. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I was up and ready waiting on you, but you were still late to your doctor's appointment. I mean, I'm sorry, but I'm just sitting here waiting. I'm sorry that I was waiting on you.
Uh-huh.
Not really making fun of you in general. I was just using that as an example. I'm sorry I was up and ready. I'm sorry I've been sitting here for the past 15 minutes waiting for you to put on your makeup and stuff. I'm sorry, Mom. If you want to hit me, go ahead. I'm waiting for it. I'm used to it by now. Oh, you want to beat me with a wire hanger? Again? Alright, I'm done. Oh, sorry, Mom.
Right.
You know I love you.
Learn to depend on yourself.
Absolutely.
That's something to think about because
I'm used to depend on myself though. I don't depend on anybody else, I can't depend on people to be there whenever I need them to be there. I can't depend on people. That's why I make music myself, because I get to choose what beat I want. Like I have the production. I don't have to wait on beats to come in. I could just do it myself. I don't have to wait on other people to hit record and stuff. I could just do it all by myself. I'm very dependent.
It's good. Well, because this is kind of true. This line I was reading right here. It says, "Change yourself, and the world around you will get better." You think so?
Oh no.
If you're just in a lousy mood, you don't want to make everybody else lousy, do you? In a lousy mood like you.
So that's the thing though, because if I'm feeling down or depressed or whatever, I'm sure I can't be the only person that feels down and depressed. Think how many people there are. I'm sure there's somebody else that feels down and depressed at the same time that I do.
Mm-hmm.
But so I just go in the studio, make a sad song, then put it out, and I'm sure somebody out there that's going through a tough time will listen to it and like it.
Yeah.
So there's always going to be somebody that feels the same way that you do.
That's true. I never really actually thought about that, but that is so true.
That advice was actually given to me by my ex-manager. He quit on me because he told me I was unmanageable. My manager told me I was unmanageable. So he quit.
So he quit.
He quit on me. He was like, I'm done.
Oh, he quit on you?
Yeah, he was going to try to get me shows and everything, but...
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he kept trying to tell me how to spend my money. He was like... I'm not going to say his name because I ain't going to disrespect nobody like that. But he was like, he was trying to give me money for shows, so he was telling me that I didn't need a microphone, that I could record just using my phone and a pair of earbuds. And I was like, look, bro, I need equipment. Because he told me he didn't have equipment and all that, and I was like, look, I want equipment. And he gave me some advice. He's actually the one that gave me the advice to get distribution. As soon as I got that, I was off. I blasted off that after I got distribution. So I was like, after I got distribution, I actually started feeling better about myself and my music.
It does make a difference, don't it?
Yeah. Rather than just putting music out on 2-3 platforms, I get to release everywhere, and it's like, hey, everybody gets a chance to listen to my music, not just, a certain group.
Mm-hmm. You'd be amazed at how much your music gets out.
Oh, yeah.
do you think that maybe your influences someone else to do in your song, influence someone else to do the things that you do in your song?
Well, I made a music video today wearing makeup, and I got my inspiration from Marilyn Manson. So I mean, if Marilyn influences me, then I end up influencing somebody else, and that person ends up influence somebody else. I mean, it's like a ripple effect, you know. It just keeps going down, down, down.
Hmm.
So I mean, yeah, absolutely.
Ripple effect, yeah.
Ripple effect. I don't know if I said riffle or ripple, but I meant to say ripple.
Ripple.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. I heard a little joke today, just kind of getting off the subject a bit. And this little kid asked another kid, he says, what do the oceans say to the river? And they said, we don't know. He said, nothing, they just wave. It's the cutest little joke. And it kind of reminded me of you. You just wave. Just go along with the wave. Go with the flow, right?
Yeah. I got a joke.
Okay.
You're gonna have to explain them the whole story after I get done saying it, but I got a joke. One time, me and you were driving down the road, and you called a guy a legal bastard. You said, "I hate this illegal bastard." And I was like, "What'd you say?"
No, I didn't. We were driving down the road, and this guy kept going slower, slower, slower. And I said, I wish he would go a little faster. And he said, what'd you call him? See, that's how easy you can catch words. People do that. I mean, you think you said something, but you didn't say what you think. You know, they'd be watching your song, and it's, oh, he said something bad, and you didn't even say that.
Right.
That's how easy it is to pick up words. People, well, you can't listen to that song because he says blah blah blah. You know,
right.
And that's just the way it is, just like that. Don't you think? A lot of times people just misunderstand you.
Oh no! So one time I was 14 years old. I misheard some Michael Jackson lyrics, and so I came home singing the wrong lyrics. I'm not going to repeat what I said. My mom came in here. She was like, "What'd you say?" And I repeated the line to her like full confidence. I sang her the line. I sang it to her. I was so confident about it, and she was like, "You should never ever ever say that again." And those are not the lyrics. I was like, "Oh, okay." So I went to school singing the same lyrics I sang to my mom. Zero. No regret. No regret. I sung those lyrics, and then later that day, I hopped on my laptop and I listened to those lyrics, and I was like, "Hey, my mom was right. Those are not the lyrics." Or sometimes you'll listen to a song, and you think you heard the lyrics wrong, or you hope you heard the lyrics wrong, but they end up being the same lyrics that you heard, and you're like, "Holy crap, he just said that." He just said that. Marilyn Manson, I don't know, like, I'm sorry I'm changing the subject again, but man, his song's been hitting different. It's like, he made I think, yeah, Irresponsible Hate Anthem. It's, off of his 1996 album, Antichrist Superstar. But in the song, he said, everyone is someone else's nigger. And, like, you know, you hear that line and you think it's racist, he's trying to be racist or whatever. But it's so true, like, you know, everybody is being exploited by somebody else. And, I don't know, it's like, it's true, I mean, everybody's being exploited by somebody, whether it be your boss, the government, co-worker. You know, there's always somebody being exploited by somebody.
Yeah, that's a shame too. It really is a shame. This world could be a better place if everybody just get along with everybody. But That's what I said. It's just life. You can't turn left without everyone noticing it, or turn right, or you go forward, you might go over their head.
Right.
But they just don't seem to understand sometimes. They just, you know, it's you. They try to figure you out, and even with your making your sound and singing, and I mean I think it's pretty cool. I know it's cool because I don't know how many empty cases you need. We'll get it out.
Yeah.
Well, all the songs you sing, which one you like best?
Oh man. Money Fetish. Down or Not.
Mm,
Brian. Crap. There's one, oh crap, I can't remember the song and I just had it and then I lost it. From the Ground Up.
oh,
And, Self Reflect.
yeah.
And, I got a compilation coming out this Saturday, and I wasn't thinking, and I didn't put all of my favorite songs on that compilation album. I just put some on there that I thought would blow up, so I just put all that on there. But yeah, my EP Death Note, my EP Street Life,
Mm-hmm.
and my single Self Reflect. Those are like my best releases so far, and those are my latest releases. And I think those, you know, more people knew about them, then they would blow up really quick.
Well, people strange. You just gotta learn
I
to.
just gotta trust the process. I just gotta take my, I just gotta let you know, they will get hurt eventually. You gotta keep that mindset. Somebody will hear them.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise.
Yes. It's a process, this music industry, it's a process to get into it, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of hard work and a lot of effort, but at the end of it, when it's all said and done, it's really worth it.
Yeah, yeah. You might think about, I put this much in it, that much in it, and I don't think nothing's ever gonna go of it. And the next thing you know, a lot of things going on with it, and you won't you won't be able to keep up with it because everything changed so much.
Yeah. I still got that thought in my head, if Miles can make it, then I can too.
Yeah.
Because I actually appreciate music and actually appreciate the art. I'm not just talking hip hop either. I appreciate all genres. I mean, I might not listen to country and like folk, but I mean, it's music, and I appreciate it. My three favorite genres is jazz, rock, and hip hop, and metal. So far, I don't really listen to anything else besides that.
You ever rehash some of your own songs and think, well, maybe I should change this or should change that? Have you ever thought about that?
I used to, but now I listen to a song 50 times. I will listen to a song literally, I'm not exaggerating, about 50 to 100 times, just so I can make sure that I get everything just the way I want it. And if one thing is off or something don't sound quite the way I want it to sound like, I will redo that line over and over again until I say it just the way I want it.
Wow.
It's like, I'm a perfectionist, and if I'm going to release it, then I want it to be to my perfection. my perfection might not be somebody else's perfection, but I like it, you know? Lately, I actually been listening to myself a lot more than I have anybody else.
It's good. A good way to keep your yeah, it's you know, so I don't know how to say this, but I'm just gonna say it. Some people try to force other people to do things they don't want to do, you know, and then they think, well, look at that, it's supposed to take curls out because she used that serum, that serum, and you think, I didn't use no serum, I used some stuff for my hair, but they think you're getting all stressed up for the doctor, and I used to say, well, what if, you know, what if? But I'm sure he's married, got kids, and all that stuff. He's not gonna be looking at no woman.
I was so confused what that has to do with music.
What's that do with music? Because people are like that.
Oh, like forcing me to say something I don't want to say?
Yeah.
No, anything I say on record, that's what I wrote down. That's my thoughts. That's my, you know, that came from me. I don't have no ghostwriters. I write my own lyrics.
That's what I want you to say.
Yeah, no, I write
yourself.
Yeah, I write my own lyrics. You know, nobody's forcing me to say nothing. Hey, you know, if I say nigger or nigger on a mic, you know, those two things have two different meanings. But if I say that on record, you know, I'm not racist. I'm not. So when I say nigger, I mean like, you know, basically somebody else's slave. I'm not talking just black. I'm talking white, you know, blue, purple, green. You know? Hey, I mean, anybody who is being exploited or exploited
Forced to do anything they don't want to do.
Yeah, like, you know, I'm trying to think, there's a word for it. Extortion. If you get extorted or exploited, you know, hey, just anything. We've all been somebody's nigger before. Always. You know, and if I say nigga on a mic, I'm like, yo, that's my nigga. Yo, I'm that nigga. Like, it's the N word, it's only a problem if you make it to be. Same with life, you know, life is only a problem if you make it to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Like, people want to make a big deal out of something. I'm like, look, I know the origin of it and I know where it came from, and the original meaning isn't that good. But it's like taking a negative and making it a positive.
There you go.
Like, no, that word does not have to be. It's just a stupid stereotype now. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, but, you know, I'm not sorry because I actually know what it's like because I've been there. So it's like, you know.
Don't say it unless you've been there, right?
Right.
Because you can make up stories all day long, but where is that going to take you to? Is that right?
Grave.
And, you know, like they always say, make it real.
Right. Like, like, how you gonna see, like, I've been homeless, like, I've done so much stuff, and, you know, nowadays, everybody, I go on, you know, I go on social media and I watch videos. There's black people, like, I'm just saying the facts. I'm just saying facts right now. There's black people going on there. It's like, if you've done any of these things, you have the N-word pass. And I'm like, dude, how you gonna sit there and give, like, N-word pass? N-word pass? Like, you definitely ain't been nowhere. Like, I ain't got no pass. I don't need no pass. I've done things you can only imagine. I've been through things you can only imagine. So, like, I ain't scared. Because most of the people going on there giving out N-word passes, this and that, how can I take you serious, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, hey. So, I'd honestly walk up there. I wouldn't call them the N-word directly. But like I would say it around them just to see their reaction. I wouldn't say it to them. I would say it around them just to get the reaction, you know. And if they, then like if they got a problem with it, then whatever their next move would be, that would let me know like okay, if they're actually down or not. I mean, like I said though, I ain't scared. And man, if I get on the Interscope or Aftermath and 50 Cent's in the room and Dr. Dre's in the room and Snoop Dogg's in the room, man, like, I don't know. Then I still wouldn't have second thoughts because if I have to say it, then that's how I feel. So no, like that's how I feel, and I say it because that's how I'm feeling. You're not gonna sit there and tell me I can't say it, because I'm gonna say how I feel. That's my freedom of speech, That's hip hop has taught me, If hip hop has taught me anything, it's okay. Is that it's okay to say how you feel, and it's okay to express your feelings. Rock has done the same thing. Express how you're feeling. Rock. The only difference between hip hop and rock is that rock is a little bit more political. I'm not going to get into politics tonight. I refuse to get into politics. But rock is more political than hip hop. It depends who you're listening to. But my opinion. So, I mean, like, yeah, I'm white. Good observation. I mean, I will always fight though. I will always fight. If I'm trying to if I'm trying to get my point across, I will fight if I have to. I'll do anything if I have to get my point across.
And now you got it. Got the whole story.
I hope so.
And now I think everyone understands what you're all about. So until next week.
Yeah, so next week I got something special up my sleeve.
Watch out, folks. Better
but
watch out.
Or that's this weekend actually. We're doing a podcast. That's this weekend. Like sorry, this weekend.
Okay.
But no, I got my compilation album coming out Saturday. I promise guys, I'm working really hard to get my new album out. Just be patient with me, please. But other than that, that's all I gotta say. Goodbye, folks. Peace.